Don't just scroll, subscribe, and stay tuned. After my brother tied the knot and relocated, I ended up sharing the space solely with my mother. I've always valued the way she brought me up, but her latest actions have been utterly draining. Even with all the monetary help I offered, she abruptly distanced herself from me. What stung deeper was discovering that my brother and his spouse had influenced her choice. I couldn't rid myself of the bitterness toward them, and inwardly, I vowed to return the disloyalty multiplied by 10. My name is Emily, and at 25, things have been tough recently. My father died several years back, and my elder brother, Tom, who is a decade older, left after marrying. Now, it's only me and my mother in the same household. Truthfully, coexisting with her has been far from enjoyable. Once I began my job, she stopped her casual employment and relied entirely on me. She behaved as if I were her private helper, always insisting, "Emily, is the meal prepared yet?" Or, "I'm short on funds this month. Hand over another $200. Her nonstop demands wore me out completely. Friends have suggested I should simply vacate, and I've considered it often, but she's my last close relative at home. Following my father's passing, she was the one who nurtured both me and Tom, who now resides distant with his wife, Catherine. He never proposed any assistance, and Catherine had openly stated she wanted no involvement with my mother. In spite of everything, abandoning her didn't seem feasible. I sensed an obligation to her, yet I was also a person with boundaries. Regardless of our bond, there was a limit to what I could tolerate. Today, I finally lost my composure. "Mom, cash is gone from my purse again. Did you grab it?" I inquired, my tolerance fading fast. "How terrible to blame me like that. I only took it for some quick purchases," she retorted sharply. "Took it? You never return anything. Quit snatching my cash without permission. Do you even grasp all I did to bring you up? You ought to show thanks," she bellowed. "I do, Mom, and I'm thankful, but that doesn't allow you to seize whatever you please. I labor intensely for my earnings, and I deserve to choose how I use it." Whenever we clashed, she hurled the identical phrases, "I brought you up," or "You wouldn't exist without me." No matter my response, she steered it back to her immense sacrifices. "Actually, I draw a solid income. Even handing her $2,000 monthly would leave me comfortable, but I won't permit her to view me as an unlimited fund." Then, one night, I returned from the office to find Tom and Catherine lounging in my flat. I hadn't encountered them since Dad's burial, and we'd hardly communicated in ages. "Hey, Emily, long time no see. You still carry that dreary vibe, don't you?" Tom remarked with a grin, his mocking unchanged from childhood. He always belittled me. "What brings you here, Tom?" I questioned directly. "Must I have a motive to drop by my parents' place?" He answered nonchalantly. "This isn't the family residence, Tom. The old house sold after Dad died. I'm leasing this spot with my own funds." "Don't be so tight. We're kin, aren't we?" Before I could reply, Catherine interrupted with a superior grin. "Emily, you're as rigid as always. With that mindset, it's no surprise you're alone." She uttered it so offhandedly, as if unaware of the insult. Clearly, like Tom, she held no regard for me. Irritated, I dined solo and retreated to my bedroom while my mother joyfully conversed with them. From then on, Tom and Catherine began appearing more regularly, and what irked me most was their behavior as if they owned everything. "Tom, what's happening? This is my flat. You can't barge in any time," I eventually challenged him. "What's your issue?" "I simply want to check on Mom. She's our mother too," he claimed, pretending concern. "You never phoned or came by until recently." "That's not your affair," he brushed off. "Anyway, I'm famished. Whip up something to eat. Fast." I gawked in shock. Was he for real? This was my space, not his. "I'd like some dessert, Emily. Go purchase one," Catherine tossed in, as though I were her attendant. And astonishingly, my mother piled on. "You just finished work, yes? You have the time. Quit dawdling and fetch it now." It was absurd. Catherine, who had firmly declared no interest in cohabiting with my mother, was now feigning warmth, and Tom strutted with entitlement, as if being the firstborn granted him rights. Something felt wrong. I sensed their scheme wasn't benevolent. Days later, I uncovered their exact intent. "Emily, I've reached my limit. I can't stay with you any longer," my mother declared suddenly. "What?" I halted. I'm tired of sharing with someone so sluggish, idle, and disagreeable. I've chosen to relocate with Tom and Catherine. For a second, her statement didn't register. Relocating with them? Tom and Catherine, who had shunned her, were abruptly opening their doors. Right then, Tom and Catherine entered, timed perfectly. What's happening? You always claimed you'd never house mom. I pressed them. What's the fuss? Tom grinned. It's expected for the firstborn to handle his mother, right? Yes, Emily, why complain? If you dislike living with mom, why fret that we're accepting her? Catherine added. Their abrupt shift was suspicious. Why this moment? I insisted. You're so bothersome. Tom sighed dramatically. Mom's joining us. We're done with you. Just depart. Depart. I echoed, dazed. After all my efforts, they were discarding me. For years, I'd managed our mother while they overlooked her, and now, when convenient, they aimed to seize authority. Then it hit me. This wasn't about kinship. It involved something else. In that instant, any remaining affection for my mother evaporated entirely. After all I'd given my mother, the money, the attention, the compromises, how could she abandon me thus? In that second, any lingering love for her disappeared completely. But this would be their final chance to underestimate me. In 7 days, they'd crossing me. I was devising my comeback. All right, I'll exit immediately, I stated resolutely, eyeing my mother, brother, and his wife directly. They shared triumphant looks before my brother commented. Wow, Emily, you're really going. Mom, you must be ecstatic, he mocked. I couldn't be more delighted, my mother beamed. Now I can reside with Tom and Catherine. I feel invincible. From here on, I'll handle mom. Thanks, Tom, she said with a warm grin. And I'm thrilled to share with my beloved mother-in-law now, Catherine contributed. The trio continued, chuckling and congratulating each other as if victorious. I suppressed laughter. They were clueless about the impending twist. For my strategy to succeed, I needed to feign total defeat. From that point, my brother and his wife essentially occupied my flat. Toward me, they treated me as non-existent. That worked perfectly, allowing me to arrange my exit undisturbed. The day of my move arrived a week later. As I emerged from my room, Tom grinned. Well, Emily, this is it. We'll manage mom now, so enjoy your freedom without burdens. Thanks, she's all yours, I responded evenly. My steady demeanor unsettled him somehow, but he stayed silent. Then my mother neared. I hope you snag a partner soon, Emily, she taunted. It'd be pitiful to remain alone forever. Folks might label you a failure, you know. Tom and Catherine erupted in laughter. I just smiled. That's accurate, but henceforth, I'll prioritize myself. After all, I no longer need to support you, correct? My mother's grin wavered. Just be quiet and get out. I never requested your help anyway, she barked. I was set to leave, but before I could, the doorbell chimed. Ding dong. Oh, perfect timing, I said lightly. I approached and opened it. The relocation crew I'd booked showed up precisely. They swiftly began, hauling items from my room, but then I pointed to the main area. Oh, and kindly remove all the gadgets and furnishings in these sections too, I directed. Silence fell, then the three unison shrieked in bewilderment. The television, refrigerator, microwave, even the vacuum bot? I confirmed. Oh, and include the couch, eating table, and mattress. Clear it all. My mother erupted. What are you pulling? Halt this nonsense. Pulling something odd? How so? I inquired innocently. Don't act clueless. You can't strip everything. Are you unhinged? She wailed. Tom, face flushing with fury, charged toward me. Heed, Mom. How do you expect us to manage without basics? Leave them and vanish. I exhaled. They truly were clueless, weren't they? Are you gravely misinterpreting? I asked, arms folded. Every item in this flat, including the flat itself, is mine. Tom sneered. This belongs to Mom. You're fabricating. All the stuff was purchased with Dad's legacy, right? As expected, he assumed my mother had received a hefty sum from Father and sustained herself. He genuinely thought she'd funded it all. Tom, you're wrong. I acquired everything here with my earnings. Actually, I've been providing mom $2,200 monthly for her needs. Deceiver, you just crave living with mom, huh? You're scheming to claim dad's legacy, he yelled. I chuckled. Huh? What nonsense. Mom exhausted dad's legacy ages ago. Tom stiffened, paling as he gradually faced our mother. She gazed downward, her face ashen. Mom, say she's false. You claimed you bought all the gadgets here, Tom uttered, voice trembling. I merely wanted to appear impressive, she confessed faintly. Huh? What does that imply? Tom thundered. He grasped the reality at last. The sole motive for him and Catherine welcoming my mother was believing she retained wealth. But learning she was penniless flipped their demeanors instantly. If no legacy, then why bother cohabiting? Tom bellowed. Hold on, didn't you promise care because you're the eldest? My mother queried, shocked. Tom huffed. I was just polite, I fabricated it for us to share space. For the first time, my mother's expression contorted in dread. She discarded me for her prized son, only to discover his affection was fake. Frankly, she should have anticipated this. If Tom truly cared, he'd have visited earlier, but he hadn't. That was the warning. As I observed their downfall, Catherine brightened suddenly, as if inspired. I've got it. Emily should rejoin us. Tom and my mother seized the notion. Exactly, Emily, return. We're relatives after all. Yes, Emily, I truly require you, Tom inserted. I laughed outright. Are you serious? Why would I dwell with scum like you? From now, I'm self-focused. What befalls you all is irrelevant. Destroy yourselves together. The three slumped to the ground, utterly spent, eyes vacant with hopelessness. I headed to the exit. Farewell, beloved family. With that, I closed the door. In 14 days, the lease in my name would end. They'd face eviction. But that ceased to be my issue.